One end of the chaise longue was somebody feeding him grapes, and at the other end was somebody massaging his feet. I'm Sue Mallet, Director of Planning for the London Symphony Orchestra. I first joined the orchestra way back in 1967. It's difficult to say how it shaped them because, of course, they saw him once or twice a year, if that. So it wasn't a continual presence, unlike a principal conductor who you could say shaped the orchestra. But I think Lenny brought with him the joy of making music. I mean, on the podium, he undoubtedly inspired the players, the singers, the soloists, So, you say how he shaped them. I just think that, people would say that he inspired them to play. He was a great conductor, and he was a great composer. And there aren't many who have all these attributes that I know of. I did quite a few tours with him. And as I say, he was out to shock because he would always greet his followers in his dressing room after the concert, outrageously dressed or semi-undressed. I mean, that was Lenny. There are some amazing memories. I found him very kind because, as I said, I did all the organization for the Pacific Music Festival, which took place in the northern island of Japan, in Hokkaido. But while I was there in Japan, I had a slip disc, and Lenny rang me up and he said, Sue, I've got a doctor with me. He'd brought his own physician from America, and he said, I think he could help you. But I'm too sick not to have him with me all the time. So he said, I'm going to send my car, and we'll collect you, and we'll bring you to to my dressing room, and he will treat you while I'm on stage. And I thought that was actually very kind because, he didn't need to think about me. So anyway, I ended up lying on the floor of Lenny's dressing room in my bra and pants with needles placed from my neck down to my heel. And then I was wired up to a battery. And then Lenny would come off stage. The first thing he would have would be a tumbler full of neat whiskey and a cigarette. And he knew he was dying. He knew it. And of course, he died 3 months later. But that went on for, several nights with me lying on the floor and his entourage then just walking over me with their, glasses of whiskey and their cigarettes, etc. But yeah, I have fond memories of him when we were in Vienna. And he was there and invited us to a Halloween party. There was Lenny laid out on a chaise longue at one end in a pure white cashmere jumpsuit. And one end of the chaise longue was somebody feeding him grapes, and at the other end was somebody massaging his feet. And then he told me about his jumpsuit because I admired this beautiful, perfectly white cashmere. And he said, yes, there were only 2 made, and he has one, and the Pope has the other. And of course, I'm sure that was completely true because it's a sort of thing that he would have acquired. I must say, I've always said that if anybody asks me who I feel most privileged to have worked with, it's Leonard Bernstein. I mean, the bloke was a genius. When you think of, you know, sort of West Side and the musicals and his classical compositions, there's no one to touch that, is there? Yeah.